association with KBLA Talk 1580, the Terry Claiborne Foundation presents its 26th annual holiday party, Saturday, December 9th, featuring live entertainment, celebrity appearances, plus food and drinks. There is a cover charge for this party of the season, but not if you're one of our special guests. All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com and sign up. That's it, that's all. Just sign up at KBLA1580.com and you could win entrance to the soiree of the season. But whether you win or not, get a ticket, support the kids, and come join us on the red carpet in your semi-formal club attire and celebrate the season with KBLA Talk 1580 and the Terry Claiborne Foundation as we collect toys for the youth in our community. That's Saturday, December 9th, 1110 South La Cienega Boulevard, just south of Olympic. It's a holiday party with a purpose.
I'm Terry Claiborne. It's going to be a party. Come hang out with us.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
This is a short story about Lilith. In some sources, she is believed to be the first woman, created even before Eve. When Adam saw that he was alone, God made for him a woman like himself, from the earth. God called her name Lilith. They immediately began to quarrel. Adam said,
"You lie beneath me."
And Lilith said,
"No. You lie beneath me. We are both equal, for both of us are from the earth."
And they would not listen to one another. Lilith left Adam in the perfection of the Garden of Eden. Adam began to pray before his Creator, saying,
"The woman that you gave me has fled."
God sent 3 angels and said to them,
"Go bring back Lilith."
3 angels tried in vain to force her return. According to some mythologies, her demonic offspring were sired by an archangel named Samael. Those children are identified as incubi and succubi.
Well, what is this, a horror film? Yep. Many of us are in a horror film of a relationship. Tonight's topic, oh my goodness. Boy, I'm finna go on vacation with a heater. It's on and cracking, y'all. It is on and cracking. I want y'all to get to your phone lines because this is a different topic. Oh my goodness. Tonight's topic, Lilith. Now, you heard that little clip that talked about the origin of Lilith, right? Now, actually, Lilith predates the Bible. Goes all the way back to Sumerian, Babylonian, and, those times. Lilith, female evil spirit. In medieval Hebrew folklore, the first wife of Adam. From Hebrew, Lilith. From Akkadian, Lilitu, which is connected by folk and etymology with Hebrew, Layla, which means night. Zoe, how you gonna tie all of this in? Society! You hear me talk about society all the time. The toxicity of society. Has the toxicity of society turned many women into Lilith today? Lilith, brother, are you in a relationship with the destroyer or the life giver? An intriguing look at the belief that a woman can either build you up or tear you down. Oh my goodness. Now, I do believe that there are great women out there, amazing women, women that are without match. So this is not a woman-hating show, so don't get it twisted. She can heal or kill. Oh, Lord, 1-800-920-1580. A great woman enhances a man's life, right? But what does a misaligned woman do to his life? Has your life been progressively getting worse since she arrived? 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to y'all. You guys all heard of Proverbs 18:22. When a man finds a wife, he has found a treasure, a good thing. For she is a gift of God to bring him joy and pleasure. But the one who divorces a good woman loses what is good from his house. To choose an adulteress is both stupid and ungodly. Has society transformed? Because now, Lilith has a totally different iteration in the modern time. Lilith represents sexual liberation, freedom, more power to the woman, more power to the sister. That's who Lilith is today. But I just gave you the historical breakdown of Lilith. I've got questions. True or false, behind every great man, you'll find a great woman. Conversely, behind every defeated man, you'll find a toxic woman. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Ladies, I want to hear from y'all. I want y'all to talk to me about this. I got to read that one again. True or false, agree or disagree, behind every great man, you'll find a great woman. Conversely, behind every defeated man, you'll find a toxic woman. Woo, this is a heavy one right here, man. This is a heavy one right here. Do you hold the men in your intimate life to a higher standard than you do the men in your family? In other words, the men in your family will always be loved. Fathers, brothers, uncles, grandfathers, regardless of the mess they've made, their family. And do you find yourself in a position, right? Do you find yourself in a position where maybe you hold your intimate partners to a certain level to get what your familial men, the men in your family couldn't give you? 1-800-920-50. This is about to be different. Woo, Lord. How can a woman destroy a man's life? I want somebody to call in and share that. 1-800-920-1580. Does today's toxic society make the ungodly woman, which is the product of this society, the most attractive woman to men in this society? Eesh. Ugh. When I come forward, I got questions, and we got callers. This about to be different.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let me be. Woo.
You ever heard the saying, behind every great man, you'll find a great woman? You ever heard that before? If that is true, the opposite has to also be true, no? Let me kind of get into it. By the way, some of the ladies watching this, you may not like it. Some of you are going to love it. Fellas, this is a message for you. Pay attention and pay attention very, very closely. If you get value from this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let's get right into it. Behind every defeated man, you'll find a woman who ruined his life. This is something I tweeted this week. I want to read the whole thing. Again, stay with me. Behind every great man, you'll find a wonderful woman. Behind every defeated man, you'll find a woman that ruined his life. Is this true? Let me continue. There are two ways men get castrated. One is surgical, the other is emotional when marrying the wrong woman. The wrong woman can ruin a man's life. You can see it on his face. No man knows how to act when they get married for the first time. There's not a manual for it. I call this the last appointment syndrome. Whoever you talk to last before going to sleep will dictate your future. Pat, how could you say this? I mean, this isn't fair. Isn't the opposite true as well? Shouldn't the opposite be true? What if a woman that also marries the wrong man? Could a girl also ruin her life by marrying the wrong man? Absolutely. However, the American system protects the woman, and there's a greater risk for a man to get married than a woman to get married, and that's just the truth, okay? There isn't any more of a way a man can show loyalty to a woman, meaning to say that I'm all in with you once they have a kid together and they're married. Because one, tax code, I took the biggest risk. Two, I had a kid with you, I took the biggest risk. What else do you want me to do to show you my love, right? Some of you may say, well, Pat, you can't be saying that. What, isn't the opposite true as well with women, with this, with that? Of course, the opposite can be true with your friends, your cousin, who you hang out with, for women, all that other stuff. But in Iran, men are protected, so women have to be careful who to marry. In Iran, if a woman divorces her husband and leaves, doesn't get half of what the husband has. The husband doesn't give nothing to the wife in Iran if he doesn't want to, because the law defends men. In America, Western society, it defends women. So if a man is married to a woman, and the ultimate way by law and taxes for a man to show that the liability purely financially is through getting married and having a kid with a woman, you're financially tied where you have to take care of that person if you don't have a nuptial agreement in place.
Oh, Lord, this gonna be one of those. Lilith! Tonight's topic is called Lilith. Brother, are you in a relationship with the destroyer or the giver of life? An intriguing look at the belief that a woman can either build or destroy a man. We've got a lot of questions, but before we get to them, the power of relationships, building or destroying. In the realm of relationships, the impact of a partner on one's life can be profound. On tonight's show, we're going to delve into the intriguing belief that a woman can either build or destroy her man. It explores the concept of a misaligned woman and the consequences she may have on a man's life. Now listen, don't get all sensitive because I'm doing this topic. We do a lot of topics about the opposite. You better choose the right guy. We do those topics. So don't get offended. Drawing inspiration from Proverbs 18:22, which emphasizes the importance of choosing a good woman, we will examine the effects of toxic relationships and the journey towards healing and growth. Don't get it twisted. Women are exceedingly powerful, whether they're toxic or whole. Exceedingly powerful. The power of a great woman. A great woman has the potential to enhance a man's life in numerous ways. She can bring joy, pleasure, and acts as a treasure from God. A healthy relationship with a supportive partner can foster personal growth, emotional stability, and overall well-being. She can also bring intellect. She can also bring perspective. She can also bring wisdom. She can also bring balance. Such a woman becomes a life giver, nurturing her partner's dreams, aspirations, and self-esteem. However, the impact of a misaligned woman. A misaligned woman can have detrimental effects on a man's life. Oof. Her presence may lead to a progressive decline in his overall well-being. This decline can manifest in various ways, such as decreased self-confidence, emotional turmoil, and a sense of stagnation. This misalignment between partners can create a toxic environment, hindering personal growth and stifling the man's potential. Do you agree or disagree? 1-800-920-1580. Do you know women who speak death into a man's life? And I don't mean, I hope you die. I mean, not feeding him spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. We all say, the sister, this is who motivated me yesterday, my guest yesterday, Sharifa, who's running for Senate. She motivated me to do this topic yesterday because by default, many women think they're the prize, right? Right off rip. And I'm not saying women aren't the prize, but they think they're the prize right off rip by virtue of their gender. And I'm just asking the question. We know a good woman is a gift from God, but what is a misaligned woman? What kind of gift is she to a man? I want to know your thoughts on this one. Woo! Is the man in your life responsible for undoing what was done to you by the men in your family? In other words, what you modeled. Have you ever experienced a relationship with a woman that progressively made your life worse? How do you define a great woman, and what qualities do you believe she should present? Women should be calling in right now. In what ways can a misaligned woman negatively impact a man's life? Do you believe that a woman's behavior can be detrimental, whether she is a destroyer or a life giver in a relationship? Somebody call in and tell me what you think. How do societal influences contribute to the attractiveness of ungodly women in today's toxic society? Do you hold the men in your life to a higher standard than the man or than the men in your own family? Ugh. Can you provide examples of how a toxic woman can destroy a man's life in 3 simple steps? Have you ever experienced the idolize, devalue, and discard stages in a relationship with a toxic woman? I don't know if y'all heard that question. Can I say it again? Have you ever experienced the idolize, oh, you're the best thing since cheesecake, devalue, you ain't all that, and discard, I'm on to the next stages in a relationship with a toxic woman? How did you feel during the idolized stage when the toxic woman made you feel like everything you've ever wanted? What are some signs that the toxic woman was entering the devalue stage in the relationship? How did the toxic woman make you feel during the devalue stage? Did she blame you for everything? Have you ever experienced the discard stage where the toxic woman abruptly ended the relationship and moved on with someone else? Oh, tonight is different. Lilith, brother, are you in a relationship with the destroyer of life or the giver of life? An intriguing look at the belief that a woman can either build or destroy a man. Very interesting stuff. Let me get Sean in here. He's the first caller. Sean, you're on the line. Let's go.
Hey, brother, this is, wow, a toxic conversation. But no, I mean, so I've been married a long time, but I did have a brief moment in my early life for, 2 or 3 years where I did have a toxic woman. And by the way, and it was like in high school, though. This is going way back. And, we're young and all that. But I think it's relevant because the fact is, I get older and I have a successful marriage and whatever, we're doing our life thing. And then, boom, she came back in, right? This is like 15 years ago or whatever. And she was trying to, get into my life, right? So let's just remember that when there's toxicity, right, and everyone's dealing with wounds. Everyone has wounds, as you have eloquently spoken about, right? You know, you can hurt someone's life at a certain point, but and even, I wouldn't say destroy. I mean, those words are, I don't buy into those words, but you can hurt someone's life. You can cause harm. Is that, you know, you're going to come back if you're resilient and kick some tail in and get your life back on track and do your thing and maybe even have a wonderful relationship with somebody, right? And then that person who did that harm might try to come back in. And you just are like laughing, like, bye now, you know, go ahead and do your thing, you know, because right now, Zoe, I mean, we're talking like, I'm telling you, what I'm thankful for is I don't surround myself with any of those people. I don't get any of those people around me. You are so, this is a toxic subject, but it's really good to talk about. It's a positive thing to talk about, in my opinion. And that's what I try to bring. Flood the zone with positive things. And when you're dealing with people around you that are super negative, and we all have to deal with that, you know, especially this time of the year, if you have family or I have uncles, cousins, you know, primo, boom, boom, you know, sometimes you have people that you totally disagree with. Well, if you're that one person that doesn't buy into that negative and you just bring the positive, what I mean by that is if they say something that's crazy, talking about a subject, and you...
Did we lose Sean? Ah, man, we lost Sean. Ah, call us back, Sean. Let me just say this. I believe some toxic men can turn good women into Lilith. Ooh, brothers don't want to hear that. Brothers don't want to hear that. Listen, when I come forward, more questions. We're going to delve deeper and more callers. Get in here.
So carefree. She's saying that's okay. Hey, baby, do what you want. I'll be your not loving thing. I'll be the freak you can talk. I don't care what you say. I want to go too far. I'll be your everything. If you make me your star. Dirty, dirty, no, no. Dirty, dirty, no, no. Dirty, dirty, no, no. Dirty, dirty, no.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. More than half of American voters say they or someone they live with owns a gun. An NBC News national poll shows 52% say so. That's up from 46% in 2019. Gun ownership falls along partisan lines, with 2 in 3 Republican voters saying they or someone in their household owns a gun. Less than half of independents and Democrats said the same. White voters tended to say they own guns at higher rates than Black or Latino voters. A Macomb County jury in Michigan has found a Warren man guilty of a hate crime stemming from a 2022 incident. Anthony Mangiapane was accused of shouting a racial slur and firing a shot at a Black man who walked past his business. The suspect refused to come out of his building but later surrendered. Mangiapane was found guilty of assault with a deadly weapon, ethnic intimidation, and a weapons charge. He faces up to 8 years in prison. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
The ocean absorbs a lot of our carbon emissions with the help of marine plants and animals. Sea otters, for example, help restore kelp forests and coastal wetlands that trap carbon. Learn more about these fuzzy climate warriors at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
In association with KBLA Talk 1580, the Terry Claiborne Foundation presents its 26th annual holiday party, Saturday, December 9th, featuring live entertainment, celebrity appearances, plus food and drinks. There is a cover charge for this party of the season, but not if you're one of our special guests. All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com and sign up. That's it, that's all. Just sign up at KBLA1580.com and you could win entrance to the soiree of the season. But whether you win or not, get a ticket, support the kids, and come join us on the red carpet in your semi-formal club attire and celebrate the season with KBLA Talk 1580 and the Terry Claiborne Foundation as we collect toys for the youth in our community. That's Saturday, December 9th, 1110 South La Cienega Boulevard, just south of Olympic. It's a holiday party with a purpose.
I'm Terry Claiborne. It's going to be a party. Come hang out with us.
Ask any former youth in foster care what they missed most while growing up, and they will most likely answer, someone to show me unconditional love. Now, isn't that something we all wished we could experience? Here in Los Angeles, up to 40% of homeless youth on our streets identify as LGBTQ+. The most prevalent reason for homelessness among this population is the rejection they've experienced from their own families. The LA County Department of Children and Family Services and Raise a Child are searching for safe, nurturing, and affirming foster parents within our community willing to stand up and serve all children and youth in foster care, especially LGBTQ youth. Learn the many benefits to becoming a foster parent. Attend a free Raise a Child virtual or in-person informational event to learn more. RSVP now at raiseachild.org. That's raiseachild.org. And thank you.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JP Morgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy Link, and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call Zoe. Looking at, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was holding up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy. Plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. So I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. So just lay back your mind. Someday, everybody tuning in the zone. Cause he is.
I had a very long conversation with one of my close female friends. We're always building or whatever case may be. And we were basically talking about toxic women, insecure women, women who run men out of relationships. And I had to throw some notes together, man, so I can give y'all this, man. So these are the signs I need you to look for, fellas. The number one sign is she is very insecure. Now, I know as human beings, nothing is perfect on any of us, man. None of us are perfect. So some of us have insecurities that, that sometimes it's hard to deal with. But an insecure, spirited woman is one of the worst women you can be around. No matter how good you tell them they look, or no matter how good you make them feel, they always find a way to feel not needed, not respected, not cherished. And this can put a strain on your relationship. It's crazy when you got to deal with your insecurities and then you have to deal with another person's insecurities that's way worse than yours. This can hurt a relationship. This can also break down a man. If you're constantly dealing with this over and over and over again, finding ways to make her smile, and every time you find a way to make her smile, it's making you feel bad on the inside, because it's like you sacrificing yourself for the greater of the good. And this is one of the traits that if you see, this is definitely a warning signal. This is a warning sign for you to get out immediately. The next trait you need to be looking out.
And that brother was sitting in his car talking. So I don't know if we can listen to everything, but do you agree or disagree with some of the points he was making? The voice of reason is on Complete Fire, live from KBLA Talk 1580. In relationships, the influence of a woman can be exceedingly profound, either enhancing a man's life or causing it to deteriorate. Take our good brother Denzel Washington. His wife enhanced his life, made it all good. Okay. On tonight's show, we're going to delve into the intriguing belief that a woman can either build or destroy her man. It explores the consequences of being in a relationship with a misaligned woman and the potential factors that contribute to her destructive behavior. Again, we're drawing from Proverbs 18:22, which emphasizes the importance of choosing a good woman. I need to know, y'all, ladies, listen, nobody knows more about women than women. And when I sit and listen to women talk about women, it's not always so flattering. How does that translate into relationship? Let's get Sean in here so he can finish his final thought.
Well, yeah, let's bring me in because I'm a woman. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, look, I've been with a woman for a long time, so I'm just saying that there's no doubt that a woman could be toxic and do serious harm to a man and his relationship and his life and all that. But I think what we have to realize is, like you said, who do you choose? You got to be very picky when you choose someone to have kids with, for instance, or have a life with. You have to be very picky. You have to be very picky. And they might be very picky as well. I'm just saying, be very picky and make sure you're around people that are positive, not when you just first meet them, in that love phase, you know, that they are very positive throughout at least past 6-12 months, you know, that you're together, and they always are looking at the positive and dealing with the negative, because we all have to deal with the negative, but they're trying to promote the positive.
Right.
And that's the best way to try to make things happen, because we all have issues. We all have crap that comes down the line. We all have financial issues. We all have stuff going on. But, you know, yeah, we can destroy each other. But I would prefer that, you know, we try to pick people that won't do that, and that if we have someone that's on the line, that we try to work with them and repair, you know, these things when they go bad.
Man.
But that's not that easy.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you for the wisdom, for the insight. Guess what you just did?
Well, you know, brother, I'm bringing Oakland in the building.
Oaktown, East Bay. We appreciate the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. Reggie has brought the great state of Texas in the building. Reggie, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Being a minister, understanding Proverbs 18:22.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Okay, I think a woman can be there while your life goes down. I don't think this, and I believe that there are Lilith women. I get it. I mean, I've been through that. I understand it. I think they can assist you as your life goes down. I think you attract who you are, and I think you get who you are.
Right.
And you can control you, meaning you and your energy and your mind. You can control you. You can't control anybody else. This argument can really have a bunch of things in it. The wrong job can bring your life down. The wrong city can bring your life down. The wrong woman can bring your life down. All of these things, but they all center on you. So it's about you and your mind. Like, what are you doing with your mind and your energy? And when you answer that question, then you kind of repel certain things out of your life. You know, I attracted a Lilith in my life, and we were together for years. Most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not kidding. Most beautiful woman ever. But she wasn't good for me. But she wasn't good for me because my mind wasn't good for me. And it attracted her, and some things happened, and it wasn't the right stuff for me. But it all goes back to the decisions I made and the energy that was in me to make them decisions for me. And I can't control anybody else, but I definitely can control me and my mind and the energy that I put out. I can do that. And I can't fool myself into thinking I'm doing something else when I know good and well what I'm doing.
So are you telling me that the Lilith is a reflection of the mess that's in you? That's why she's there? Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am absolutely saying that. Yep. She's a reflection of the energy that's around you and the decisions you're making about you. Yeah. Yep. Now, I'm not taking the responsibility from her, because she's responsible for her actions. But you are responsible for attracting her and keeping her around, knowing what she is and who she is. Because I knew who this Lilith was from the beginning. I just thought I could outsmart it because I'm me, and it didn't work that way.
Let me ask you. I gotta ask you. What does that verse mean? Proverbs 18:22. The last part of the verse says you're making a mistake, basically, if you get with an ungodly woman. So what exactly does the Bible mean when it says ungodly woman?
It means that you bring doom on yourself when you attract and align yourself with people that don't do you or mean you any good. That's what I think. That's what it means.
Oof.
And every generation interprets Scripture.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's look at you know, the Hebrews, you know, the Midrash. That's what they do. That's an interpretation of Scripture.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody interprets, and the interpretation of the Scripture in the 21st century is that if you attract the wrong thing to you and you keep it around you, it will ruin you. That's it.
Wow. Reggie, guess what you just did?
Texas remains in the building. So
You underdig? Austin, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you already know what you got to do. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
Only 1 in 5 people with autism are employed, despite many having the skill set and desire to work.
Maybe it's because employers don't know what kind of jobs they can do. Like, what about a programmer?
That's a job for someone with autism.
How about a healthcare worker?
Yep, that is too. People with autism can do a lot of different jobs, but often get overlooked due to outdated stigmas. Introducing WIN by Autism Speaks. We help businesses lead the way in inclusive hiring.
What about a ranch hand?
To learn more, go to autismspeaks.org/win.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
she turns me on with a special concern. Now I'm a different guy and I don't compare to many, but next to her I'm plain ordinary. Not many can see the light blue aura that surrounds the girl wherever in the world. She's a 9, a 10, a 20, 50. She's bittersweet and a taco treat. She's strange, and I like it. She's just the way she is.
Got you some flowers.
For what?
In this little clip, she tells him, "What did you do?" And all the women in the comment section are saying, "Oh, men like to buy us nice things just to butter us up." You know what's really annoying about a lot of women? You guys will bitch and complain that men don't apologize, but when they do, you bitch and complain about that. Do you want an apology or not? Do you want a man to buy you things or not? You guys contradict yourselves every chance you get. This is the reason why men don't feel good enough. This is the reason why men do not try, because you don't let them. When you make things difficult and hard, a man's not going to even want to do it. That's like complimenting a woman. Her always going, "Oh, no, I'm not going to compliment you anymore, bitch. It's annoying. God damn. I get it that we go through things and we're sad and all that. Heal, because you guys are going to destroy good men. Y'all will bring all your toxicity from your last relationship. You can tell this girl has never been loved a day in her life because he's giving you flowers, trying to be sweet to you, and that's the deadly side eye you give him. Like, you guys are so backwards, but you'll sit there and suck up pee-pee for guys who don't give a fuck about you."
Oh, wow. We lead Jesus. Whoa. Hey, that clip, it got past us. Woo, Lord have mercy. Tonight's topic, this is a heavy one. This is a doozy. We got callers on the line. We want to get them in here. We want to get their perspective. Attila, Houston, Texas, get in here.
Uncle Zoe, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening?
What's up? All right, real quick before I get back to my fan, because I'm actually in Dallas right now. But
hey,
let me just say this topic. Whew, all right. So I wrote down 3 things that women can use to destroy a man's life, and I think these things happen. It's not necessarily gendered, because I feel like men do this as well, but it's just a process. It's a narcissistic process, right? So 3 things: attract, consume, destabilize.
Go into those, yes.
So attract, right? You know, to me, that's more so the intimacy piece, the enticement and entrapment. And so I think a lot of times, you know, depending on the person, if they are starved for that level of intimacy, then, you know, the attraction piece is a no-brainer. It's pretty easy. The consumption is more so gaining access to that person's personal affairs, right? So that's their money, that's their business associations, you know, family, kind of integrating into that person's life. And you destabilize by basically using the positive perception that those associations have of you against that person. So, you know, if they start to call you out, well, you know, you can make them look a certain way to the associations that they have, right? So that's the rumors, the gossip, the cover up, manipulation. I could go on.
You out here cooking. Keep going.
I mean, I've seen this happen in friendships, right? This isn't even just like specific to romantic relationships, but essentially, if you want to assassinate someone's character by way of a romantic relationship, it's even easier when you're on your back. So, in my opinion, I think that the reason why men tend to fall prey to this type of stuff is because they don't believe that the intimacy part means as much, right? Because, you know, well, I'm not emotionally invested into this woman, right? But she can run game on you in circles in ways that you can't even imagine, just based off of your lust. So I think what this really is a lot of times is people feeding into the attachment styles and wounds that other people have because they can sense what those deficits are, and then they just capitalize on them. So, I mean, I think if you're not seeking healing, then you're seeking your own destruction.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, it's up to you. I agree with Reggie. It's up to you as men to do your own work and hit dogs holler. So the more you whine about whatever woman did you wrong, the more you tell on yourself, and that kind of lets the world know what healing you have yet to do. And again, this is not gendered. It goes both ways.
Right.
Right. But yes.
Guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute. Before you leave, I can't even let you leave. John Gilbreth II says, Do women even apologize? He's in the chat right now. And he's back there yelling, no.
I mean, I think it depends on the level of growth that person has attained. Like, it depends on where they are. You know, if you're honest about who you are to yourself, then I can be honest to that other person about who I am and apologize. But if I haven't reached that level yet, then why would I be able to apologize? It's just, and then when you add in the avoidance and the anxious, preoccupied attachments and things like that, you know, some people apologize too much. So, you know, there's a lot of things there. But to me, that's a self-growth issue. I mean, if I'm dating someone who has trouble apologizing, then I need to ask myself, where am I practicing unforgiveness within my own lifestyle?
Wait,
because there's a reason why.
Now you got Mimi mad. Pretty Brown Mimi in the chat says, Attila, just say yes, girl. Come on, say yeah. We apologize.
I'm not gonna tell no lies. Like, if you're an unhealed person, you're not out here apologizing, especially if you're not used to being called on your stuff.
Ooh.
That's just the truth. I'm sorry. Like, men have that experience and women do as well. Again, these things are not gendered. Right. If you're dealing with an unhealed person who is used to being the victim, they are not going to apologize. Period.
Oof. Attila, one more time.
You have unforgiveness in your life too. So instead of just blaming them for not apologizing, you need to look at yourself and figure out where your unforgiveness lies as well. That's why you attract them.
Get ready. What did you just do again, Attila? What did you just do, Attila? Tell us.
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas. Texas is in here deep. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We're on complete fire. We got some more callers from all over the country right now. I think this show is off to an amazing start. Listen, self-blame and the toxic woman. And I love the way Attila put it. These things are not gendered because men do it too. Self-blame and the toxic woman. Men often blame themselves for the toxic behavior of their partners, believing they deserve the abuse. This self-blame can further damage men's self-esteem and perpetuate the cycle of abuse. It is crucial to recognize that no one deserves mistreatment and to seek support to break free from this destructive pattern. I think men and women do this collectively. When we come forward, we're going back to the phone lines. Are women speaking life and death? Which woman do you have?
She reeks distinction from head to toe. She's my Twilight Zone, my Al Capone. She's my Rolling Stones and my Eva Peron. And I like it. Yes, I like it. I like it. The way she wears her hair.